This trial, no, it's a trial this morning.
All right, Mr. Carter, I understand you're in trial, so let's call yours. We're on the record in docket 23-02021. That is the City of Lansing versus Elisa Trevino. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Miss Wilson. I'm sorry, Miss Williams.
Your Honor, Assistant City Attorney Amani Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Mr. Carter.
Please the court, David B. Carter Jr. on behalf of Ms. Trevino. I am zooming in from the 30th Circuit Court, and I did request my client to zoom in.
All right, and ma'am, you are Elisa Trevino, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. This is time set for a jury trial today. It's my understanding that Mr. Carter is conflicted with a murder. I think it's a murder trial in the 30th Circuit Court at this time. Is that correct, Mr. Carter?
Well, it's an attempted murder, but yes.
Okay, it's an assault murder. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding today? I'm assuming we're adjourning this to a new date.
Yes, Your Honor, we are, but I didn't get the chance to discuss this with Mr. Carter, but we emailed briefly yesterday. But if he's amenable, if you would like to just set it for a plea date, and then we can go from there. I believe Mr. Pino's in the process of working on some compliance.
Yes, that is correct.
Hours. So you will be okay if we set it for a plea date instead of a jury trial date? So that's not conflicting with all your other trials?
Yes.
All right, so let's set for a plea date concerning this matter, and then I'm gonna get some dates. And Mr. Carter, do you have your schedule, or at least the outline of a schedule, so we can set it on a date that you don't have a conflict?
Yes.
So let's
start with April 16th.
How does April 16th look?
April 16th. Let's see. I believe that should work.
How about April 16th at 9 a.m.?
That will work.
All right. So, Mr. Trevino, we'll set this for April 16th at 9 a.m. We'll set it for a plea at that time, and then we'll go from there. Anything else for the record in docket 23-02021, Ms. Williams?
All right, Honor, thank you.
Mr. Carter?
No, I would just advise Ms. Trino to follow through with the compliance prior to that date.
Okay.
All right, so Mr. Trevino, you'll get notice sent to the Lenawee Street address, and we've set it for April 16th at 9 o'clock for plea. Make sure any compliance measures are shared with your attorney, Mr. Carter, and you should be all set.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, that's all for the record, 23-02021. Thank you, everybody, for your appearance. All right, so we're on the record in docket 24L284138 and 82. That is City of Lansing versus Jessica Zaney. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Amani Williams appearing on behalf of the City of
And
Lansing.
Mr. Doyle.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Dan Doyle, key 73181. I'm panel on behalf of Jessica Zaney, standing in for Attorney Edward Zaney.
All right. This is the time set for a formal hearing in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we're not proceeding with the formal hearing. We have reached a resolution here. The city will be dismissing this civil infraction, no proof of insurance, and amending the failure to stop to impeding traffic.
Yes, Your Honor, that's an accurate statement. I have authority to accept that offer, Your Honor.
All right, and then, so the civil infraction will be on, just so I'm correct, so I've got it. The civil infraction will be on the fill to stop within a sure clear distance.
Yes, Your Honor, that will be amended to civil infraction impeding traffic.
Impeding traffic.
Impeding traffic. It's a 0-point offense with a fine.
Yes,
What's
I
it?
think it's 130.
It's 130. And Mr. Doyle, you'll be accepting responsibility for the civil infraction on behalf of Ms. Zaney.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, and Ms. Zaney's not here today. Both sides waive her appearance.
Yes, Your Honor.
I wasn't aware that she was not going to be here, but.
All right. But I think if you're amenable to waiving the appearance, Mr. Doyle can admit responsibility on behalf of Ms. Zaney.
That's fine.
All right, so in regards to the ticket, to make sure we're working from the same ticket, that is the behavior on East Michigan, South Howard, in the city of Lansing on February 15th, 2024. And Mr. Doyle, do you admit responsibility for your client at that date and time for impeding traffic in violation of the civil infraction?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, with that understanding, he admits responsibility to civil infraction and why can't I do that? Civil infraction. And does your client need some time to make that $130 payment to the city of Lansing?
2 weeks, Your Honor.
2 weeks? So we'll set it for April 2nd. Okay. April 2nd. $130 to the city of Lansing, and she can make that payment online, in person, or by phone. The other file, no proof of insurance, is dismissed pursuant to the plea agreement. Anything else for the record in 24L284131 or A2, Ms. Williams?
Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Doyle.
Oh, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance. Good to see you, Mr. Doyle.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Williams, how are those boys?
They're doing well.
Are they?
They're going to be 7 months next week.
Good for them.
Time is flying. 60. No, they're 7 months. 60. I'm not ready for 60. I'm not ready for them walking yet. Just give me a break.
It goes by incredibly fast.
I'm a teenager.
Yeah. Day by day, right?
Oh, they're in their grabby phase. They just want to get into anything and everything.
Oh, good. Good. They're curious.
Yep.
Mr. Weiss is Miss Sutter, I'm assuming. Okay. And then Mr. Merlick.
Officer for Search Rate Green.
An officer in which case?
Search Rate Green.
Search Rate Green.
Is Mr. Green even here? I don't think so.
Well, that's great. That's Miss Sutter also, correct?
Yeah. If we can call that to the officer can be released.
Yeah. Well, as soon as she comes in, we'll ask her about it.
Okay.
So I can release the we can release the officer.
Thank you.
How's Dan? David Williams.
He's good. There's a conference this week in Louisiana. He didn't get to go. Lori went. But he didn't want to leave me with the boys for the whole week.
Oh,
So.
That's not fair.
We'll waive it this year, we'll go next year, they will be older, and he said that, me and the boys can tag along for the conference for next year.
I am.
What, honey? What, honey?
You done with the report?
No, I'm not done with court yet.
Okay.
Officer Merlick, are you here on the green matter? You have to unmute, sir.
Yes, sir, I am.
All right. It appears Mr. Green has failed to appear So you're released from your subpoena.
All right. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great day now.
Oh, you too. Thank you.
officer.
All right, so we're, Mr. Weiss, we'll call your case. We're on the record in docket 2303-709. City of Lansing versus Daniel Weiss. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Amani Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
And Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Weiss, who joins us via Zoom.
And sir, you are Daniel Weiss, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. This is the time set for a jury trial and final pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I defer to the public defender.
Ms. Sutter.
Thank you, Your Honor. And just to make correct, when we were here last time, we were converting the jury trial to a final pretrial date. It looks like all 3 hearings are on the schedule for today.
Okay,
So I believe we're just here for a final pretrial.
all right.
At this time, some medical information has been presented to the city attorney's office. They have declined to make an offer, so we'd be requesting a jury trial.
So we'll set it straight for jury trial at this time. The jury trial will be set for April 15th. So April.
Can we move it?
That's it.
I have.
I think that was a statutory day, wasn't it? We're using the 15th as a statutory day.
20th was when we were using a lot yesterday.
So if we can push it one more week, that would be great.
Right.
Right. So I think the 15th is like a Wednesday.
Our
So-
jury trial date should be the 23rd.
23rd works. for
That
me.
works. Good.
Yeah.
The 15th was a Monday. That's when
Yeah.
we were doing yesterday.
And then the 16th, we have a big contested hearing.
Right. So let's do April 23rd
At 8 p.m.
at 8:15. All right, so Mr. Weiss, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. We've set the jury trial for April 23rd at 8:15. Trial briefs will be due, or jury instructions will be due a week before on the matter. Anything else for the record in 2303-709, Ms. Williams?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Weiss, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Sir, I have a question. So do I have to be there in the courtroom by 8:15 that morning?
Yes.
I would be here by 8, just in case, at the jury trial on the 6th floor of City Hall, Lansing, by 8 o'clock on the 23rd.
What, okay, we're having what courtroom and everything?
It'd be 6th floor, courtroom 3.
Okay, I will let my bus company know what time to have me here at your office then. Thank you.
All right, you should get notice sent to that Willow Street address, if that's still a good address for you.
715 West Willow, apartment 308 is my address.
All right.
Sir.
All right, perfect. If you have any questions, keep in contact with Ms. Sutter, but we'll see you here on the 26th.
Thank you.
And Mr. Chip, you have Mr. Espinosa.
I do, Your Honor.
And is Mr. Espinosa here today, or are we waiting his appearance by Zoom?
He's going to appear via Zoom. He always appears. He may have some trouble signing
All right.
on, but I'll probably
All
need
right.
to be with the prosecutor anyways prior to taking the record.
All right, we'll await Mr. Espinosa's appearance, and then when we get a break, I'll put you in a Zoom room with the city attorney.
Great. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Twenty-four 00400. That is City of Lansing versus Sertre Green. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Amanda Williams appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
And Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lawrence Sutter on behalf of Mr. Green. I do not believe he's here this morning. I have wandered the hall calling his name and no one has answered to it.
Right, this is the time set for a, looks like a contempt order and a final pretrial. This was scheduled for 8:30. It is now 8:59. I do not see anybody from that representing Mr. Green in the Zoom courtroom, physical courtroom, or the waiting room. Based on the representations of Ms. Sutter, it would appear that the defendant has failed to appear for final pretrial. Ms. Williams, how did you want to proceed?
Your Honor, I will be requesting bench warrant bond forfeiture with 48 hours.
All right, any comment on the bench warrant bond forfeiture with a 48-hour hold, Ms. Sutter?
No objection to the request.
All right. It is an assaultive crime, so it's discretionary. I do not have a prior,
This would be his first. hearing.
yeah, I do not have a prior fail to appear. Let's issue a bench warrant with a 48-hour hold.
Thank you.
He might be in CMH.
That is a possibility
Yeah.
based on the report I was sent.
Yeah, this is
I
this is a
wasn't able to
catecase.
confirm exactly where he was
Yeah,
yesterday.
he's
but-
this is not your at least the allegation's not a run-of-the-mill A and B.
And, Your Honor, just for the sake of the record, I think I would like to know that an officer did appear, but no other witnesses for this
Correct.
case.
All right. So we did have the officer here. It does seem to be officer driven. There does seem to be a victim, but this was that, this is a different kind of case. But the officer did show and was released. Yeah, who's on the Sam side?
I am Jeffrey Montoya.
Okay, thank you, sir. And Mr. Chip, Mr. Espinosa Gonzalez just joined us. I don't know if you needed to meet with him in a room.
Who?
Oh, you'll have to unmute.
I hear you.
All right, Mr. Chip, you'll have to unmute.
I'm
Speak.
sorry,
There you
Your
go.
Honor. Can
You're
you
all
hear?
right.
me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, sorry about that. I think the assistant prosecuting attorney is going to dismiss this case and send it to
All right.
Ingham County for review as issuance of a felony. So I think it's just going
All
to be a
right.
dismissal.
So let's stand by and we'll have the assistant city attorney join us. We'll call that then.
Great, thank you.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 23-03-593. That's the city of Lansing versus Brendan Espinosa Gonzalez. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Manny Williams appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Mr. Chip.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jeff Chip appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Brandon Espinosa Gonzalez. I do see him present via Zoom, but he can identify himself as well.
All right, thank you. And sir, you are Brandon Espinosa Gonzalez?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. And you can hear me all right, Mr. Espinosa Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. All right, Ms. Williams, this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, the city will move to dismiss these charges. The case will be sent to Ingham County Prosecutor's Office for evaluation, to evaluate the case to be charged as a felony, not a misdemeanor. If ECPO declines to charge the case will be rerouted back to my office to reissue the charges as a misdemeanor. But
All
for
right.
now, this is what's going to happen.
All right, so city moves to dismiss without prejudice. And for another entity to review it. So Mr. Espinosa Gonzalez, please keep in contact with your attorney, Mr. Chip. The city is moving to dismiss without prejudice. It may be reviewed by another entity, but for our purposes today, the case is dismissed. All right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything, Mr. Chip, anything for the record?
Yes, if I could just get a confirmation, if possible, from the city attorney that if they're going to reissue or if they get an update on the case, that they can inform me so I can take the appropriate actions for his representation.
Yes, I will let you know, Mr. Chip.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right, with that understanding and notice to be provided to Mr. Chip, that's all for the record in 23-03-593. This case will be, I think, will you enter the Nolly process on the,
Yeah,
what's a ticket?
it's,
Let me
It's a
see.
ticket.
It's a ticket, then we don't have to worry. The case is dismissed and without prejudice. That's all for the record in 23-03-593. Thank you, everybody, for your appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So let's go on Miss Redmond, and then we can go on. Do you need to meet with Mr. Getz?
no, I received an email from him this morning.
All right, let's go on Miss Redmond while she's here.
Thank you.
Then we can. All right, so we're on the record in docket 23-03-802. That is the city of Lansing versus, is it Goyce or Joyce?
Voice.
Goyce.
Don't see it technically, but voice.
All right, Goyce Redmond. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter, on behalf of Ms. Redmond, standing to my right.
And ma'am, you are Goyce Redmond, is that correct? Correct? Thank you. This is the time set for pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how we proceed?
Your Honor, my understanding is that Ms. Redmond needs 2 more weeks to comply. And so if we can adjourn it for 2 more weeks, unless you need more time.
I would say at least 2 weeks.
At
All
least
right.
2 weeks.
So adjourn for compliance purposes, at least 2 weeks.
That's correct, Your Honor. She's working on some community service hours.
All right. So let's go outside of 2 weeks. Maybe
April 9th, 10.
April
9th.
9th at 10 o'clock. So we'll reconvene on April 9th at 10 o'clock. We'll adjourn this matter for compliance purposes. Please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. Anything else for the record? 2303-802, Ms. Williams.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further.
You're all set, Ms. Redmond. Thank you.
I'm ready, Your Honor.
And then Mr. Getz will call your case.
No, I said I already got this.
So you should unmute.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. We're on the record in docket 24-00063. That is the city of Lansing versus Michael Getz. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
And sir, you are Michael Getz, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And you can hear me all right, Mr. Getz?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how we proceeded?
Your Honor, Mr. Getz completed his community service hours, and I was able to verify them this morning. The misdemeanor for interpose will be amended to civil infraction breach of the peace.
So, and this is, I think this is on, so it'd be count 1 would be amended. Amended to breach of the peace. And that is $130 fine and a civil infraction.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. $150 fine. $150 fine and a civil infraction. Is that your understanding, Mr. Getz? You met with compliance. Count 1 is to amend it to a civil infraction that you're prepared to admit responsibility to with a $150 fine. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Just so we're on the same page, this is for conduct that occurred on November 4th, 2023 at the offense location of 917 Riley in the city of Lansing. It's my understanding you are going to admit responsibility to being in breach of the peace, the civil infraction on that date. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. And do you need that comes with a $150 fine to the city of Lansing? Do you need some time in order to make that payment to the city of Lansing?
No, I could be in there today or today or tomorrow.
Let's give you by the end of the week, just in case, and then you can kind of plan it around your schedule. So that'll be by May 20th. I'm sorry, did I say May? March 22nd. So we'll do March 22nd. Payment due to the city of Lansing.
Okay.
And that can be paid online, in person, or by phone. All right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Anything else for the record in 24-00063, Ms. Williams?
Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Getz?
No, sir.
Okay, you should be all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Mr. Montoya?
Yes, sir. I did not miss my court time, did I?
No, you're still good. Mr.
Okay.
Woolley is here, your lawyer. And
Okay.
so we're standing by to have some other matters dealt with. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Montoya.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, we're going to put you in a room with your public defender to discuss some of the issues concerning this case. All right, sir?
He doesn't have audio.
Oh, doesn't have audio. Mr. Cena, we're going to put you in a breakout room with your attorney, Ms. Sutter.
Running my adaptions.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, stand by. You're in the right place. We did not have you connected to audio. Once your public defender gets out of the room with her present client, we'll place you in a room with your public defender. All right, sir?
Okay, thank you. I appreciate
All right.
that.
Stand by.
Okay, thanks. Why is cars on the call? Hello?
So, Mr. Hernandez, stand by. Your public defender is in a room with another client.
Okay, I just keep seeing Jeffrey pop up and it goes from me and him.
Right there.
I don't know.
There's other people in the courtroom, but right now we're waiting for attorneys to show up.
Okay, no problem.
What the hell?
Just a second, Mr. Courtroom can hear you right now. Go ahead and mute yourself.
Miss Sutter, did you want to meet with Mr. Hernandez also?
Yes, please.
All right, so Mr. Hernandez, we're going to put you in a room. You should get a prompt to go to a breakout room to meet with your public defender. Mr. Montoya, we're going to place you in a breakout room with your attorney, Mr. Woolley, so you can discuss some of the issues of this case once he joins our Zoom conference room. All right. All right, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ma'am, on the iPhone, would you please identify yourself?
Tiana Jordan.
You're gonna have to say that again, ma'am.
Sienna Jordan.
Sienna Jordan. All right. And you have Miss Sutter as a public defender. And once she gets out of her breakout room, we'll call your case. You're here for your 9:30?
Yes.
All right. Stand by, ma'am, and we'll call your case. You're in the right place. All right, ma'am?
Okay.
Mr. Stockenauer, we're going to put you in. You'll get a prompt to go to a breakout room so you can be with the city attorney. All right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. And ma'am, identified as Melissa, you just joined the room. Could you indicate who you are, please?
Melissa Marciniak.
All right, Miss Marciniak, you're here for your 9:30?
Yes.
All right, stand by. You're in the right place. We've got a few cases to call in front of you. All right, ma'am?
Okay.
Ms. Marciniak, we're going to place you in a breakout room. You should get a prompt to go to a room to meet your public defender, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so look on your screen and you'll get a prompt, and then your public defender will be there to join you in just a second.
Bless.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Are you waiting to go on Zoom, or are you public defender?
I'm waiting to go on Zoom.
All right. Me some other fire first. Oh. Oh shit. What happened?
My phone is gonna die.
Uh-oh.
Pretty cold out here. Uh,
All right, so Mr. Montoya, we'll call your case. We're on the record in docket 1806304. That is the city of Lansing versus Jeffrey Montoya. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Mr. Woolley.
Good morning, Your Honor. Donald Williams on behalf of Mr. Jeffrey Montoya. I am here live in the courtroom. Mr. Montoya is via Zoom.
And sir, you are Jeffrey Montoya, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you can hear me all right, Mr. Montoya?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, Mr. Woolley asked me to put the offer or and part of our negotiations on the record for the benefit of his client. I reviewed the alcohol assessment that I received for Mr. Montoya as well as his criminal history, and I believe I will be amending the charge to impaired driving. However, I have asked that Mr. Montoya complete the highway safety course, and I also have asked that he attend AA twice a week for the next 4 weeks. So if he successfully completes that, and if we can adjourn the matter for 4 weeks until he completes that, the charge will be amended to impaired driving.
So this is, so there's a request and adjournment for today's pretrial for the offer to be made, the offer's been made on the record, and then there's some compliance purposes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Woolley, is that a fair and accurate statement of the offer as you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And are you also requesting an adjournment of this pretrial? I'd say about 4 weeks out.
Yes, Your Honor, 4 weeks.
Is that fair?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So we'll adjourn the pretrial to 4 weeks out to the date of
April 16 at 9.
April 16th at 9 a.m. So, Mr. Montoya, please keep in contact with your attorney, Mr. Woolley. This has been adjourned for 4 weeks for compliance purposes. The offer has been placed on the record. And if you have any questions, please contact Mr. Woolley in regards to any compliance. All right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Anything else for the record in 1806304, Ms. Williams?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Woolley?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Montoya, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll call Mr. Baca Montoya. All right, so we're on the record in docket 24-0005151. That is the City of Lansing versus Alejandro Martinez Baca. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
And ma'am.
Your Honor, Sheila Kathleen McCoy appearing on behalf of Mr. Martinez, who's standing to my right.
And sir, you are Alejandro Martinez Baca, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. This is the time set for a code compliant City of Lansing pretrial in this matter. Ms. McCoy, you plan to file an appearance on this matter on today's date, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding today? I know the parties had the opportunity to meet and discuss some of the issues in this case.
Yes, Your Honor. We spoke with the code officer, Steve Stocknauer. I released him because I had the gist of the conversation. The property is still in violation with 7 cars parked in front of the property. So we agreed to allow Mr. Martinez Baca to work on that for the next 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks' time, if the property is still in violation, I will be requesting a hearing and ask the court to permit the city to enter the property to abate the violations.
So so this is a code, this is a compliance case. 2 weeks are being requested to meet with compliance purposes, so to speak.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you want a date after those 2 weeks, hearing date?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So let's set it for hearing 2 weeks after.
Well, we can
This is-
review in 2 weeks and then.
What's the other one set at?
The last, I think, yeah, like a month, the review for the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the end of the 25th.
You wanted to set it for the same time?
27th. Yeah, we can set it for the same time.
I don't know if can we do that?
That wouldn't be 2 weeks.
That would be 1 week. Yeah, that's correct. So let's give the full 2 weeks for compliance.
Do we have 2 weeks of it, or we have 1 week, or we have 3 weeks?
So we're at 1 week or 3 weeks? Perfect. But we know 1 week's not enough.
So
So
April
let's-
9th.
April 9th for the hearing will be April 9th at 10 o'clock. For the compliance measure, that'll be 2 weeks, but we'll have the hearing outside of that for compliance purposes, just to
You
make
got
sure.
1 extra week then.
Yeah. All right, so April 9th at 10 a.m. Is outside of the 2 week date for compliance purposes. anything else for the record in docket 24-0005151, Ms. Williams?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. McCoy.
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank
Mr.
you very
Martinez
much.
Baca, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. McCoy, and we'll see you here on April 9th. Okay,
Yes,
sir?
thank you.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, if possible, can I meet with Ms. Jordan?
Yes, let's put you in a breakout room with Ms. Jordan, and then we'll start calling your cases. Ms. Jordan, you're going to be placed in a breakout room with your public defender, Ms. Sutton.
Okay.
So, Mr. Tomal, we'll call your case as soon as we're done with, we've got maybe 3 or 4 public defender cases once we go on the record. If we can put you in a breakout room with the city attorney sometime prior to that, I'll do that, okay?
My guy's likely a FTA, Your Honor, on Collins.
All right. All right. So let's give him 15. We'll give him till 10:15 and then we'll call him.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. All right, Mr. Cena, you can unmute. We'll call your case. We're on the record in docket 24-00381. That is the city of Lansing versus Robert Cena. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Amanda Williams appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Cena, who's joining us via Zoom.
And sir, you are Robert Aaron Cena, is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, you can hear me all right, Mr. Cena?
I sure can.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for pretrial on the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I defer to Ms. Sutter.
Ms. Sutter.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a no-ops case. Mr. Cena is requesting some time to try and get compliance with his license. It is currently revoked, so we'd be asking for a longer than usual amount of time for him to try and get through that process, as much time as the court is willing to give us.
Probably 4 to 6 weeks in order to make strides towards that, and then we can revisit it. This is the first request for compliance measures.
This is his first hearing.
Yeah. So let's set it post 4 weeks out. So
April 23rd.
we'll set it for April 23rd at 9 a.m. So, Mr. Cena, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. We've adjourned this matter to April 23rd at 9 a.m. For compliance purposes. Anything else for the record at 24-00381, Ms. Williams?
Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Cena, we'll see you back here on April 23rd at 9 a.m. All right, sir?
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I'm all set now.
The next one. You're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Yep.
I think Mr. Hernandez is next moving down the docket.
Fredo. All right, so we're on the record. Mr. Hernandez, we'll call your case. We're on the record in docket 24 L2841181, 82, and 83. That is the city of Lansing versus Alfredo Hernandez. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Amanda Williams appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter appearing today on behalf of Mr. Hernandez, who is joining us via Zoom.
And sir, you are Alfredo Hernandez, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I'm
All
Alfredo.
right, you can hear me all right, Mr. Hernandez?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me? I don't know.
We can, thank you.
Okay, all right.
All right,
thanks.
this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, the city moves to dismiss the drove unregistered charge under ticket 82,
Okay.
as well as the civil infraction no insurance under ticket 83, and amend the 81 civil infraction for speeding to impeding traffic.
This one, 82. This is 83, and then amend. the civil infraction of impeding. And that is pursuant to no points and $130 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you'll be accepting responsibility on behalf of Mr. Hernandez for the civil infraction ticket, Ms. Sutter.
That's correct.
All right. Mr. Hernandez, is that your understanding that the admission responsibility will be to the impeding traffic and the other two files, 8-2 and 8-3, are going to be dismissed? Is that your understanding of the offer and acceptance?
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna have to pay one ticket, and that was
one ticket for $130 after the acceptance of responsibility that will be done by the public defender, Ms. Sutter.
okay.
All right. So we're working from the same ticket. That's ticket L284118. And Ms. Sutter, do you admit responsibility for impeding traffic on February 6, 2024?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, with that understanding, find the acceptance for impeding traffic for the civil infraction, and we will place a $130 fine pursuant to the fine for that. Does your client need some time to make that payment, Ms. Sutter?
Yes, Your Honor. If you could give him 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay. So we'll give 30 days to make payment to the city of Lansing.
Okay.
That'll be April 18th. Mr. Hernandez, you can make payment online, in person, or by phone. You can actually even set up your own plan. It all has to be paid. So the $130 has to be paid to the city of Lansing by April 18th. All right, sir?
Yes, sir.
All
Understand.
right. Anything else for the record in any one of these files? 8-1, 8-2, or 8-3, Ms. Williams.
Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Okay, thank you. So do I have to report back or anything else, or is this the last date? I just got to pay that money.
You should be all set. You have no more dates. You should make payment by April 18th.
Okay, by April 18th, that payment will be to you guys.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, excuse me.
Mr. Hernandez, did you have a question?
Yeah, I got one question. Do I have to stay in contact with my public defender to make that payment, or can I do it?
I'll send you one email with information on how to pay. Beyond that, as long as you make your payment, nope, you're all set.
Okay, thank you. I'll be looking out for that email. Thanks.
All right.
All right, bye.
All right, Ms. Marciniak, you can unmute and we'll call your case. So we're on the record in docket 24L2830481, 82, and 83. That is the city of Lansing versus Melissa Marciniak. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Assistant City Attorney Emily Williams appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Ms. Marciniak, who's joining us via Zoom.
And ma'am, you are Melissa Marciniak, is that correct?
I am.
All right, you can hear me all right, Ms. Marciniak?
Yes.
Right, this is the time set for pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, hold on. How much time does she need? 6 weeks. Okay, Your Honor, if we can adjourn it for 4 to 6 weeks for compliance purposes.
And this is the first request for compliance on the matter. We'll set it 6 weeks out.
The 23rd. You say 6 weeks?
Yeah. There's 3 files. So I'm assuming it's compliance is for license.
Correct. 30th at night.
April 30th at 9. All right, Ms. Marciniak, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. We've adjourned this matter to April 30th at 9 a.m. in order to get any compliance. Any materials should be presented to Ms. Sutter so that she can make it available to the city attorney. That address is still good for notice purposes. The address on the Holmes Road, is that correct?
No, there should be an updated address on file for Dell Road.
If you give me one second, Your Honor, I think I might have that.
All right.
That I can provide off the record.
All right. Well, do you have that?
I do.
All right. All right. We'll update the address for notice purposes, the new address. Anything else for the record on any one of these files? 24L28304881, 82, or 83. Ms. Williams.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Sutter.
No, Your Honor.
All right. We'll update. Ms. Sutter's got the updated address and we'll grab it from her off the record. All right, ma'am?
Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Okay, thanks.
Miss Jordan's here. All right. Let's see if we can call her. She just showed up. All right, Miss Jordan, is that you?
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right. So we're on the record in 2400509. That is the city of Lansing versus Sienna Jordan. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Ms. Jordan, who's joining us via Zoom.
And ma'am, you are Sienna Jordan, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And you can hear me all right, Ms. Jordan?
Yes.
All right. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
How much time does you need? Okay, Your Honor, I would like to ask for an adjournment for 6 to 8 weeks for
All right.
compliance purposes.
So compliance adjournment. I think we can put it with the other one, April 30th.
At 9.
Okay. April 30th at 9 a.m. So Ms. Jordan, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. We've adjourned this matter to April 30th at 9 a.m. Any documentation that you receive that's important to the case should be provided to Ms. Sutter so she can provide it to the city attorney. All right, ma'am?
Okay.
And ma'am, do you have an address for notification purposes for the court's file?
Yeah, two, two, one,
Someplace,
six.
okay.
Oh.
Does Miss Sutter have that address? No. Let's go ahead and put that. So, Ms. Jordan, I just want to make sure you get notice to be here on April 30th.
Okay.
So do you have an address for notification purposes at this time?
Yes.
And what address is that?
2216 South
Okay.
Sear.
That's Lansing.
Yes.
And what's it? Is that 489?
10.
Okay. All right, that's the address the court will use for your notice. We'll see you on April 30th at 9 a.m. All right, ma'am?
Okay.
Anything else for the record? 2400509. Ms. Williams.
No, thank you.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further.
All right, you're all set, Ms. Jordan. Thank you for your appearance today.
Okay, thank you.
And yeah, this, I don't know if he's, I'm assuming he's still not connected to audio, but the Galaxy Tab A is David King.
Okay, he's been present. He's not connected to audio.
Okay.
So he's been present for about an hour. But we've chatted with him and told him like he's gonna connect and to no avail.
Gotcha. Okay. Do we still have that, this is a bizarre solution, do we still have that printout sign to like hold up to the screen to tell them? Should just put it on. Oh, that's right, you have this shares.
You want to just share it with him and
Yeah.
I don't, yeah, I don't.
Because I
Hopefully
don't
that.
think he's looking at emails from me right now. Touch base with a couple other people here. in
All
the
right,
courtroom then.
all right.
I saw you.
Down to 7.
Oh, I just heard something. Sir, are you David King?
Yeah.
All right. All right, Mr. King, we previously couldn't hear anything from you because you were not connected to audio. It appears you are connected to audio now. And so stand by, you're in the right place. Your public defender will be meeting with you in just a second. All right, sir?
All right.
All right.
I don't like this. I'm not going down in either. Power. Are you kidding me? Right there, right here. Still 7 people.
Mr. Tomal, are you ready to go on Mr. Collins?
Yes.
All right. So we're on the record in docket 23-02024. That is the City of Lansing versus Robert Collins. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Amanda Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
And Mr. Tomal.
Your Honor, Eric Tomal for defendant Robert Dwayne Collins. As for an update, Your Honor, I've had zero contact with this defendant. I sent him 2 different letters to 2 different addresses. His phone number does not work. I've checked the local jails. He doesn't appear to be in any jail, and he could be very much be homeless at the moment. So I've had zero contact.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for pre-trial for 10 o'clock. It is now 10:16. Mr. Collins would appear to have failed to appear. I do not see Mr. Collins in the Zoom courtroom, in the physical courtroom, or the waiting room. And then we had a previous fail to appear on February 27th. Ms. Williams, how did you want to proceed?
Your Honor, I'm asking for a bench warrant bond forfeiture with a 48-hour hold.
All right. And any comment on that, Mr. Tomal?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I'll issue a bench warrant and bond forfeiture with a 48-hour hold at this time. Anything else for the record? 23-02024. Ms. Williams.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Tomal.
No, thank you.
All right, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today. That is Mr. King, and he is connected. So, Mr. King, we're going to put you in a breakout room with your public defender, all right?
Okay.
Okay. So you should get a prompt to go to a breakout room on your screen.
All right. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we already did that one. This is stupid, but this is what they want. She still wants me to do whatever. I'm not even found guilty. She wants me to still do all that stuff. Why you want me to do all this and I'm not even found guilty? Oh, they just be running people over.
All right, Mr. King, we'll call your case. David King, the 9 o'clock. We will call into the record docket 2303-696. That is people of the city of Lansing versus David King. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
This is City Attorney Amanda Williams appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. David King, who is joining us via Zoom.
And sir, you are David King, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And you can hear me all right, Mr. King?
Yes.
All right, this is the time set for pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I defer to Ms. Sutter.
Ms. Sutter.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, there's some discovery issues. My initial appearance and demands requested all body cam and dash cam footage in this case. I also filed a supplemental request for the body and dash cam footage on January 25th. At this time, that has not yet been complied with by the city attorney's office. I would be making an oral motion to compel that information.
Ms. Williams, is there a problem with discovery in the matter?
Your Honor, discovery was sent electronically to defense attorney on 12/29/23, and another e-discovery request was received on the same day, and it was complied on the same day, but there were no other supplement requests that were received by our office. I'm looking at the dates of the discovery. We had an appearance entered on 12/29 and the supplement discovery request form prepared on 12/29. It was sent to defense attorney on the same date, but there's nothing else.
All right, so what are you, so there seems to be a disconnect with what exactly are you looking for in regards to discovery for the this interpose case?
The request, I apologize.
So I'm just trying to figure out what you need.
Sure. So the 12/29 that Ms. Williams is regarding is my initial appearance and demands. As a result of that, I received the initial filing only. A follow-up request was filed by my paralegal on January 25th for MVR and body cam footage. There has been no receipt of that at this time.
And you don't have
We
January.
don't have anything that was received by us January 25th.
And we had this adjourned as of January 23rd for March 19th for discovery. And so there seems to be a disconnect as to it was sent. One party saying it was sent on January 25th. The other party saying we never got
The
it.
last entry that I have is January 24th, pre-trial set in Judge Flores on 3/19/2024.
All right, so let's figure out, so let's make it a part of the order, or let's make it part of the ruling. So at this time, Ms. Sutter, you're requesting discovery for body cam,
Yes, an MVR.
body cam for the event. And then MDR, which is the acronym for?
The MVR is the essentially dash cam footage.
Dash cam footage. For event. So those two, so this will be the request. I'm gonna set it for final pretrial, okay? You know, so.
Your Honor, if I may on that.
Yes,
Additionally, he was asked to complete community service hours by the city at the last hearing. That is still something he's working on. So I would suggest perhaps a pretrial instead of the final pretrial.
he had 60 days to do that. So, I mean, that was 2 months ago. He's got it. So yeah, I think we'll set up the final pretrial. If he hasn't been doing the compliance measures, I can't help that, but it's 2 months that we've got. So we'll set it for final pretrial just to get this case moving on some level. This is a December of 2023, December 12th of 2023 arraignment. So we're over a year old on this.
Your Honor, December of 2023 was 4 months ago.
Oh, you're right. We're about 4 months on this. Yeah, December 12th, 2023 arraignment. So we can set the final pretrial out. That's fair. Let's set it out for final pretrial for 30 days. That would give 90 days if there's a compliance issue. So we'll set for final pretrial.
April 16th at 8:30.
Pretrial on April 16th. No wonder time's going so fast. I'm not measuring it correctly. April 16th, 2023 for final pretrial. That'll be at 8:30. And then we'll leave the jury trial date until we see what comes up on final pretrial. That'll be live in person. So Mr. King, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. We've set the final pretrial for April 16th. That'll be live in person at 8:30. Anything else for the record in 23-03696, Ms. Williams?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
And then both discovery requests have been placed on the record and should be made available by that April 16th date. Anything else, Ms. Sutter?
Just to make clear, Mr. King, the judges advise you have to come in person for that April date, okay?
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Nothing further.
That's all for the record in 23-03696. Thank you, everybody, for your appearance. You're all set, Mr. King.
All right.
And then, did you want to do the other Mr. King?
Yeah, we're ready on him.
Trevor King?
Oh, actually, I apologize, Your Honor. I believe the city was saying something before.
All right.
We went on with Mr. David
I
King.
just asked how long is he going to be in mental health court, because we can do a deferred sentence. And once he's discharged, he can dismiss the case. He can plea now and we'll dismiss it after he's done. So in the meantime, we defer the sentence while he's in mental health court, and then if he's in compliance, it will be dismissed.
And Mr. King, Mr. David King, you're all set. So you can leave the Zoom courtroom when you're ready.
Well, however you, I ain't no pro at this stuff. I'll leave. Okay, what to do? Leave.
Okay.
Fine last week.
So Ms. Williams and Ms. Sutter, how are we proceeding?
I think we're already on a few cases, Your Honor. We
Okay.
have Mr. Ali Kadim, we have Trevor King, we have Shirley Starks, and there's a fourth person I talked to. But maybe not.
Well, so we have Mr. Kadim and Mr. King.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go on Mr. Kadim and then we'll do Mr. King. Right, so we're on the record in docket 24-00128. That is the City of Lansing versus Ali Kadim. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Amani Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
And Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Kadim, who is standing to my right.
And sir, you are Ali Kadim, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, the city moves to dismiss at this time. Mr. Kadim is in compliance.
No objection.
And is this on a ticket or it's a ticket? All right, so so the city is moving to dismiss without prejudice for compliance purposes, which means the city could reissue if they choose to, but realistically, for our purposes today, the case is dismissed. All right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else for the record? 24-00128, Ms. Williams.
No, Your Honor, thank
Ms.
you.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further.
All right, you're all set, Mr. Kadim. Thank you for your time. Then we'll do Trevor King.
Yes, Your Honor. And then after that, we have Shirley Starks.
And then Mr. King, so we'll address this. The live scan was down when so that he needs to get his fingerprints.
Okay.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 23-03702. That's City of Lansing versus Trevor King. Parties, please introduce themselves for the records. Ms. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Amani Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
And Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. King, who's standing to my right.
And sir, you are Trevor King, is that correct? Thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how we proceed?
Your Honor, we had some negotiations and we decided to set it for a final pretrial.
So, final pretrial will be set for
April 9th at 8:30.
So we'll set it for final pretrial on April 9th at 8:30. Do you want the jury trial or not on this?
No, I would say for right now, probably.
All
not.
right, that was I saw the hesitation there, but we'll set it for final pre-trial, April 9th at 8:30. That'll be live in person. So Mr. King, just like today, live in person at 8:30 on April 9th.
Your Honor, if I may make one small request regarding
Absolutely.
that, he does also have work that day that he's hopeful of not missing. Is there any way that the witnesses can appear via Zoom for that day?
I have no objection.
I have
Deb.
no objections.
So Zoom is appropriate.
Thank you.
Anything else for the record? 23-03702, Ms. Williams.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Miss Sutter.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Right, Mr. King, you'll get notice from my court officer for that April 9th date. You should be all set.
Thank you.
All right, and there's
I gave him.
okay. That was the fingerprint.
Yes.
Yeah. And they should have the order there, so.
Yeah, Mr. Nevis provided him a copy of it.
All right, so Ms. Starks.
Yes.
Right, so we're on the record in docket 17G4217092. That is the City of Lansing versus Shirley Starks. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Williams,
Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Ms. Sutter,
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Ms. Starks, who is standing to my right.
and ma'am, ma'am, you are Shirley Starks, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. This is time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, would like to request an adjournment 4 to 6 weeks for compliance purposes.
So we were using that. If you want to do that again? So April 30th at 9.
And then, Your Honor, I do off record have a new address to provide for her.
All right. So Ms. Starks, you'll get notice that the new address that Ms. Sutter is providing, we've adjourned this to April 30th at 9 a.m. All right, ma'am? All right, thank you. Anything else for the record in 17G4217-092, Ms. Williams?
All right, I'm thinking.
Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further.
All right.